Tennessee State head coach Eddie George. The Tigers coming off their open date. They'll host the John Merritt Classic this Saturday. Lane College coming to town. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, much needed bye week. Clearly, the first month of September didn't go in our favor on the win-loss record, but I think we were finding out who we are, constantly defining that, working on that, understanding that this is a process for the long haul, and we are making some strides, but we would like to get some wins in the win column. Had a chance to use the bye week to rest up, to heal up, to focus on the fundamentals, and to immerse ourselves in the details of our job and how we work, how we approach every day, and what's required of us, just doing our job. And you see some good time off. I think it was good for us to break away from the game, go see family. I had a birthday last week, so that was good. So that's kind of where we are, and now we're getting ready for the next 8 games of our schedule.
Happy belated birthday, Coach. If you have a question for Coach, let me know down in the chat. Mike Organ, you're first.
Hey, Eddie, happy birthday and belated, like Kyle said. And first I want to check on Draylon and just see how he's doing and what his playing status would be this week.
He's still questionable. He didn't take any reps today. That doesn't mean that he won't take any tomorrow. It'll probably be a game time decision. But he is making progress. We're very happy to see where he is. He's currently out of the boot, which is a good sign. So now it's a matter of him getting back to practice and seeing where he can play.
Andy, I know you don't like to rank your opponents, but I think most observers would have said that you started the season easily with your 3 toughest teams to have to play. How do you approach that with your team and telling them to keep their hopes up even after that start, because the rest of the opponents are going to be a little bit different once you get in the conference?
Yeah, listen, I say you never lose, you learn. So we had 3 learning experiences that I think we can see where we had our opportunities to perform and expose a lot. It allows us to work on some things from offense to defense to special teams that we need to focus on. I saw some improvement from week to week. And we don't focus necessarily on the quality of our opponent. We approach our opponent, everybody the same way. Doesn't matter who they are. We learned again, just where we are as a team and where we need to go. And that's what I told my team is in terms of what we addressed. And the bottom line is this. We've got to get better. When we go into conference play, we need to be a different team than we were when we played Eastern Washington, and then we played MTSU or even Jackson State. We need to mature and grow in those areas for us to compete or have a chance to compete for an OVC title.
Okay. Thanks, Eddie.
We'll go next up, Brandon King, HBCU Go. Brandon, go ahead with your question. I think you're on mute, Brandon.
There we go. Having some technical issues there. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, Coach George, and wanted to wish you a happy belated birthday.
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that.
Right. All right. I know, like has been alluded to, you kind of didn't have the opening that you wanted, but you've got a Lane College team coming in. Wanted to see, will we see more of Devin Starling in the John Merritt Classic? I've noticed on the last 3 games as his carries had went down. We can't get it. My mind is going faster than my mouth. But will you use him more in the running game as has been the past couple games?
Well, we've used him quite a bit from the first game. You just can't look at the stats and say, well, we haven't used him. I think when you look at the film, we used him a lot against Jackson State. He was very effective, both as a receiver as well as in the run game. We were just inefficient as an offense to get more opportunities, and we were backed up quite a bit, so it kind of dictated our play calling. Against MTSU, again, the game got away from us pretty early. When you're down 28 points, you're not going to necessarily run the ball to get back in the game. You're going to try to do what you can to get points on the board and open it up a little bit, get more balance. So Star, he is the focal point of our offense, and he's going to get touches as needed.
Okay. Can I ask a quick follow-up, Kyle?
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Okay. And have you, when you look at Lane, what are some things that you see that you'll have to deal with them coming in on Saturday?
Yeah, they're well coached. They have good skill positions. The wide receivers are explosive. They're able to put up points. They have two solid quarterbacks that we've noticed. On the defensive side of the football, I think they have a defensive end number 44, who is probably their best player, solid defensive end. They're very aggressive up front. They like to blitz a lot, like to put a lot of pressure on defenses. And, this is a team that is very dangerous. They play with a great deal of confidence. And that's going to be a challenge for us. So we're well aware of, the weekend that we have ahead against us in Lane College. And they've had some success in terms of wins. So this is a team that's battle tested, that's confident, and they have some skilled players that we have to be mindful of.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Last question, we'll let you go, Coach. 3 on the road, although Middle Tennessee was in the region. Now you're at home, you're playing in the John Merritt Classic. Talk about that, finally getting to play, really in front of your fans.
It feels good to finally have a home game, spending the whole month of September pretty much on the road. Middle Tennessee State was in the state. It was in our area, but still not in front of our crowd. It feels good that we'll be on campus. Won't have to travel too far, which will be a new experience for me because this will be my first game coaching in Hale Stadium. But we've practiced in it. We're familiar territory. We're in the comforts of our own environment. And it's going to be an exciting time. We're hoping that, our fans will come out in droves and support and, give us the home field advantage that we're looking for. So definitely excited about that because now you don't necessarily lose a day in travel. You can have some extra time to sleep in, to prepare, to look at more film and kind of, go at it that way, be more efficient that way in terms of our preparation. So we're very excited to be home for some time.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time this morning. Best of luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one.